Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your Cosmic Homegirl, and I'm doing a horoscope for you guys on the new moon in Virgo and kind of adding in some other Virgo season stuff in also because this is Virgo season. I mean, the sun is there, Mercury's there, but the new moon, usually people want to know what is it going to bring for them because new moons bring new beginnings. They bring lots of change. Usually, during new moons and full moons, we'll see people make declarations of things. And I am no longer doing this. I declare that I am removing this from my life, or I'm changing this or that. So look around you already. I'm filming this on the day of the new moon. The peak of it already happened. And maybe you can see on your social media or even like with your friends or family, has anybody been making any significant brand new changes? Have you been making any significant brand new changes? So it's astrology is real life. So just look around you. So the sun in Virgo, well, the sun is in Virgo until September 22nd of 2018. The new moon in Virgo is on September 9th, 2018. So this is when the moon joins the sun, and that's the masculine and feminine energy coming together, working together to bring something new and say, what new thing can we cultivate? What can we plant the seeds for to make grow that's new in someone in our lives? And what is Virgo energy? There's a lot I could say about Virgo. I know that Virgos get a really bad reputation for being nitpicky and all that stuff. Virgo energy, yeah, it could be like that. It could be like mad critical. It could be about clowning people for their looks, for little things about them, little quirks about them and everything. But that's not all that it rules. That's not all that it's about. It is also about taking care of yourself and taking care of the environment around you and taking care of other people around you too. And Virgo energy is it rules the healthcare field. The medical field is ruled by Virgo and also its opposite sign, Pisces. They actually work together, to bring us what we know as like the healthcare field and stuff to do with self-care. Those are really big things that may come up with this new moon in general for all of us. Virgo, a new moon in Virgo is telling you to really look at your habits too, like your habits, the routines that you have every day to do things. What time do you get up in the morning? And does that benefit you or does it hold you back from things? How often do you exercise? What's your diet like? Those are the average things that we human beings worry about as far as like Virgo ruled things. And so maybe we could be taking a look at that, seeing, and Virgo is about efficiency. So maybe some of us could be looking to where we can apply more efficiency in our lives to make things work better so that our days go better. And also, Virgo, yeah, it can rule habits, meaning bad habits. And a lot of people do have bad habits. They maybe smoke cigarettes. It's stuff that you do on a daily basis, or maybe when you're anxious or feeling a certain way, like you do the same thing all the time. That's what Virgo rules. So yeah, that's why it can rule things like smoking. Drinking is more ruled by its opposite, which is Pisces. But the act of having the habit of drinking, like I have to come home every night and have a beer. I have to come home every night and have a glass of wine. Like that's more the Virgo thing. It's opposite sign Pisces, and also Neptune being in Pisces kind of rules like just doing that stuff for enjoyment, woo, and maybe to not want to face reality. So that they both kind of rule those things. But Virgo is like, every day I do this, So some of us could be looking at those. Do we have any bad habits? Do we have any vices? Do we have any addictions? Because Virgo also can deal with addictions, because I call Virgo energy the hamster wheel. It's like, what you once you hop into a hamster wheel, you just keep going and going and going and going in the same cycle continuously. So for some people, that's what they do with certain habits that they have. They just hop into that hamster wheel, and it's hard for them to hop off of it, meaning it's hard to hop off of the train of whatever that habit is and let it go and switch things up, So some people could be looking at that. Some people can be going through some extreme changes and just declaring that they're cutting out a habit. They're going cold turkey even with some things. New moons are times where people may do things like detox, especially being in the sign of Virgo, which rules our health. And then that leads me to talk about the aspects that the new moon in Virgo is going to be making. It made a really good aspect to Pluto. So Pluto is a planet of purging things out. And Pluto is a planet of transformation and also uncovering like hidden information and secrets and stuff is also Pluto. And Virgo is about the details. So when you combine those two energies together, I mean, some people could be really uncovering some details, or Pluto energy is about spilling the tea. I mean, the tea itself, meaning the gossip, the juicy secrets. That is Pluto. The act of spilling it is more ruled by Gemini. Geminis are all about that. Girl, did you hear about what so-and-so did? Oh my goodness. Well, I heard. That's more Gemini. Virgo could be like that too. Virgo energy could be like a little on the nosy side because they want to know the details of everything. So there could be some type of secrets brought to light, or maybe even illusions that are shattered, and that brings out some information that was previously hidden. Some people can actually experience that because of the fact that the new moon is in opposition to Neptune, and Neptune rules secrets as well, like being fooled, being fooled by people, allowing ourselves to be fooled by others, or us fooling ourselves, like that's those old sayings like pulling the wool over your eyes and wearing rose colored glasses. That's all Neptune stuff, just wanting to see things for what you want them to be, but not what they really are. But then Virgo is about the details, the facts, the realities. Earth energy is about that. Okay, so then it's making that aspect to Pluto in an earth sign. So you get the deal. Okay, it could be some reality checks for some people, maybe about their bad habits or their addictions, or maybe about, hidden information and how many secrets are you holding on to, maybe finding out some things about other people. I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities with the mathematics of it all and the combinations. You just gotta know what each thing rules and then look at, okay, what could be this, could be that. So there's lots of things that could be revealed with the new moon in Virgo. Now, it could be for some people that, yeah, they've been not seeing themselves for who they really are, or just kind of indulging in too many bad habits that are like bad for their health. And now they're like, they have some sort of reality check that happens. It's like, you know what? I finally need to change. I need to let go of this whole bad habit, because Pluto can bring some really serious things to light, like some life or death situations. And I'm not predicting, oh my God, everybody's going to die like because of Pluto and the aspect. No. But it can kind of bring your own mortality into your mind, maybe with in regards to habits and health and everything. Virgo also rules being of service, jobs and everything. And oh, speaking of that, I got to throw this in. For Virgo season, I do have my career readings at 25% off if you use the coupon code WORK. Okay, that is WERK, WORK, all caps. If you go to my website, it has the career reading, and it even tells you, like, I have a little blurb on the side that tells you use the coupon code, okay? Because Virgo energy is about the job itself. And in the career readings, I really take a close, detailed look. I look at all these different angles to let you know what are some good jobs for you. Like, how well do you perform in certain areas? What's your ideal career like? Some life purpose stuff. And I also give you a horoscope to let you know what is going on right now. If there's anything blocking you, if there's any areas that you need to like jump, you know what I'm saying? Jump on some blessings, and some you may have an advantage in, and you need to like get on it. If you really want a good job or career change, and it lets you know what's ahead too. What to expect that's coming up as well. If there's any opportunities or Once again, like if there's any chance of anything blocking you and how to get past that, how to get around it, how to maneuver. So that's all in the career reading. I give a lot of information and I can talk a lot. So my career readings can be up to an hour, and it's an audio recording that is just talking all about you. So if you would like me to look at career for you, and because Virgo season can really have you focusing on the job that you do, and can have a lot of people kind of focus on problems as well, like, and if you're having problems with your job, you're wondering like, what am I meant to do? Is this all there is whatever little thing I'm doing? Then, book a reading with me. I can let you know. So I'll leave my website info in the box. And yeah, only during Virgo season, during the sun in Virgo, I think I have it up until like the 22nd or 23rd of yeah, until the 23rd of September, I'm going to be doing this discount. So that is what Virgo season is about in general. And do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. So do definitely look around you, look around your world. Like, is there like, I'm looking at my desk right now. I'm so glad you guys can't see it because, honey, oh my gosh, it's driving me bonkers with all this Virgo energy in the air. Like, it needs to be clean. Like my little office area, yeah, it needs to be clean. So you could be looking at your world like that, like, oh my gosh, I'm disorganized, or I've kind of let things get out of control and I need to gain control back of this area. It could be actually like physically cleaning your environment, your house, your desk, whatever, or it could be just any other area of life, especially when I go through your signs and I let you know where Virgo is in your chart. That's the area of your life where you're going to be trying to clean up a lot of messes or just get more with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this guy that I used to work with, and I used to work with him at this job when I was pregnant. So I was just a really hot mess coming in every morning, like just horrible. And he would tell me all day, get it together, boo-boo. Get it together, boo-boo. I'd be sitting there like, oh my God, at my desk. He'd be like, get it together, boo-boo. So yeah, Virgo energy, the new moon in Virgo. Get it together, boo-boo. That's what it's telling you. Get it together in some area of your life. So that's what you should do, is look how you can make your life better. Make things run more smoothly and more efficiently, because Virgo is all about the processes of things, understanding how things work in detail, the systems that we have for things to run in our lives. And so yeah, just look at how you can incorporate new ones, or fine tune ones that you already have. Help be more helpful, look and see how you can be more helpful towards other people. Also, yes, diving more into health and wellness, because Virgo is about the physical wellness. There's a little bit of mental stuff involved with Virgo too, and what it rules, mostly like anxiety and perfectionism, and but I'll get into those in the don'ts. But yeah, just taking care of yourself. And so that's what to do. And also appreciating yourself as a physical being, loving your body. And I know that may sound like corny, but what's cool is during Virgo season, I've seen some posts go around on Instagram of self-love, love your body. I don't remember the hashtag, man. See, I should have looked it up for you guys so I can give it to you. But it was like something about like sensual body pictures, really loving your body or something. I don't know, but it was mostly women posting them. And they were posting themselves, yeah, kind of scantily clad. But it was tasteful though. It wasn't like tacky. It was about loving your human body. And that's what the Virgo Pisces axis is about. Virgo is about understanding that you are a physical being and understanding how your body works. Okay. And actually loving it and paying attention to it and knowing that it has systems within it that run a certain way, and focusing on, are they running okay? Not saying to be a hypochondriac, because Virgo energy can definitely make you do that. But paying more close attention and yeah, appreciating your body, because you know what? The Virgo Pisces axis is activated, and Pisces is more like you're in your head a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're in your head. You're not really paying attention to the physical as much. You just kind of go, 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 do, do, do. And whatever your body, is asking you for, maybe you can turn to the wrong thing to try to satisfy that. And that's where the Virgo energy comes in. It's understanding what is the right thing to satisfy the feeling that you have. Maybe if you're craving something salty, maybe your body has a deficiency in something. Maybe you should, just find an alternative for something that you would buy, like some chips or something, just as a little example of that axis and what it can rule when it's activated. So Virgo is about remembering that your body is like a machine, and you have to take care of it and make sure everything's running smoothly, or else it could break down. That's why a lot of Virgo people are super health conscious. And yeah, some of them could be hypochondriacs. Always running to the doctor, always popping some sort of pills or some sort of vitamins, and just daily so worried about their body. So I'm not saying to go to that extent. Now speaking of that, the don'ts with Virgo season. Don't go too far with the hypochondriism. What's the word? You know what I'm saying? Like always thinking that there's something wrong with you. And always thinking that there's something wrong with the world, looking at the world in a perspective of it's just one big old problem. It's one big Rubik's cube. You have to try to figure out every single day, figure out the problem, figure out the solution, and think that you are the one that has to do that. And then you send yourself into a nervous frenzy all day. I was joking with one of my astrologer homegirls the other day, Apollonia. She goes by the Astrology Lady on YouTube and all her social media. And we always joke in astrology language. And we were talking about how Virgo energy and the nerviness, the nervousness reminds us of Beavis and Butthead, the principal, how he's all shivering and googly eyed, like, oh, Beavis and Butthead. Get out of my office now. Like, I'm like, he's probably a Virgo, like a Virgo that just really is out of balance, out of whack, So, because I've known Virgos that are like that, like jittery all the time. So that's what not to do, is be too nervous, indulge in things like caffeine or pills or drugs that make you like jittery, because you're trying to stay awake and you're trying to get that never ending to-do list done. Because Virgo energy really likes to make sure that things are complete. If you look at the symbol for Virgo, it's like the letter M. Like Scorpio has that too, the letter M. But Scorpio has a tail. It has the stinger, but Virgo, it ties in a knot. The reason why is because Virgo energy is about tying loose ends. Think about it. Virgo is about completing things. And if Virgo energy does not get something complete, it really like sends them into like convulsions or something. Oh my God, they get super nervous and they want everything to be done. They want everything to be done perfectly. So don't be too hard on yourself about not getting things completed. It's all right. I think that the opposition from Neptune kind of can help to deal with that too, because Neptune gives two craps about completing things or time or schedules or adhering to strict routines and rules. Neptune doesn't care about that. And I know the opposition is a negative aspect, but it's still the two, it's still two areas highlighted that are trying to, they're frustrated with each other, but they have to try to work together somehow. So I think that's how Neptune can kind of work together with the Virgo energy, is to say, look, calm down, because if we don't get it done, we don't get it done, Also, being overly critical and nitpicky, please, people, I know that Virgo energy makes us all see the details a lot more clearer, see problems a lot more clearly as well. But being nitpicky and having complaint fest every day is not the way to go. Okay. It's just not. It's just going to bring your vitality down, bring your spirit down to just focus on life in that light. So that is what's not to do. Don't nitpick at other people too badly too, and be too harsh and too critical. I think the aspect from Neptune is telling us to remember to have empathy. We can see details all day. We can see people's faults all day long, but don't forget to express them in a way that still has care and empathy for their feelings with things. You know what I'm saying? And not just be like, oh, well, let me tell you everything that you're doing wrong. And then leave it at that. You know, give constructive criticism, but still let people know that you're only trying to help. Okay. You're really trying to help because you really do care. That's what Neptune says. When normally Virgo just says, this is wrong, and then just runs off. Like, how does that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, not cool at all. So that's Virgo season in general. The new moon in Virgo has lessons about all of that stuff as well. Just how can you better your life? How can you better yourself? Not saying to be a perfectionist and put a lot of pressure on yourself, like too much pressure to where you freak out because things are not perfect and you're not perfect, but just bettering things and having more of a balance between the spiritual and the physical is mostly, you know, what we're trying to work on here. So let's get into your horoscope for all the signs. And I will do it for the new moon in Virgo, but also I will give a mention to Mercury in Virgo, because Mercury is going to be in Virgo for about as long as the sun will be in Virgo. And I'll mention a few other aspects too. So let me just talk about the aspects real quick. And I'm doing this like live in one shot. I don't really have time to edit this time. I haven't really had time to do all my like editing and stuff for a minute because the retrogrades and the eclipses, even people that don't even know a damn thing about astrology have been hearing about the retrogrades and the eclipses of the summer and like going crazy. So that really had me very busy as an astrologer, which I am so grateful for. But yeah, so I haven't really had time to do all kinds of editing and all that. So let me get through this in one shot. Let's talk about some aspects of the planets. So as I'm recording this, the sun in Virgo has already made an opposition to Neptune. It's still kind of lingering. It is imprinted in the new moon. So I already went over that. The sun will make a trine aspect to Pluto in Capricorn on the 10th of September. So the sun trine Pluto, I mean, they're in earth signs, so they really do. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is about messages and communication and thoughts, and not those type of thoughts, okay? But you know, the mental, okay? And Pluto is about bringing things to the surface that are hidden away, that may be ugly, that may be taboo. And so, you know, the trine aspect between the two, yeah, it can bring some more of that stuff to light. Just look around you, you know, look on your social media, look in person at people around you, see what's going on with that, see if that really does apply. But also Pluto is about power, like hidden power too. And the sun trine Pluto, it can bring out more willpower within us because they're in earth signs. Earth signs are about consistency and being very persistent and persevering, you know? So that can give us a power in that way, especially earth signs, and fire signs too. So the sun trine Pluto, it can also make people pay a little bit more attention to privacy too, like the details that they want to be private about themselves. Just like today, I went to this little meeting, right, to fill out some sort of paperwork. And there were other people in there, and I had to put my social security number on the paper and everything. And, you know, even though that was like an environment that is kind of safe, I still turned that paper over with my social and everything because I'm like, I don't know these people. So the sun trine Pluto can bring a little bit more caution out of us too when it comes to personal information, which is dope, which is good, because at the same time, the sun still has an aspect from Neptune, which can cause people to lose track of information or have their information leaked a little bit easier. So the Pluto aspect's kind of counteracting that a little bit, you know? So that is on the 10th. It can bring a little bit more paranoia out of some people, or jealousy, even though it's a trine aspect, which is normally very positive, but some people it depends on how they're affected by the energy. They can take it there. It may bring out more sensuality out of some people too, you know? So get yours, okay? So on the 13th, this is when Mercury in Virgo opposes Neptune. So all the stuff that I talked about with the sun opposing Neptune, oppositions to Neptune, yeah, it can bring some shadiness out of people, especially being in mutable signs. Mutable signs can be very tricky energies. So Mercury is your hands, what you do with your hands every single day. It is also information. So Neptune, it rules being deceived and also being taken advantage of, and having the veil or the boundary between you and others be disintegrated. So when it comes to your information, some people may try it with you, okay? Try to get your info. And you know, this is a common transit for thievery and robberies too. So really protect your personal things and your personal info, okay? Mercury and Neptune opposition can also make people a little bit more cloudy, maybe get lost easier when they're driving around or traveling somewhere. It can make people kind of lose sight of things literally and just kind of like doze off, or yeah, doze off because Neptune will sleep, or go off in a daze and a daydream, you know? So just if you do anything practical for a living, this can be something that is a disadvantage. But if you do something that's spiritual or creative for a living, it's more of an advantage. It can have your creativity just on point, just flowing. And it's like, whoa, where did all this come from? Usually I have to stop and think about everything that I'm doing or creating, but now it's just like a natural flow with the creativity. So especially if you create art with your hands, this is, or words, you know, speech and art combined. Yeah, this is a good transit for you. So that's on September 13th. And then September 15th, this is when Mercury in Virgo is making a trine to Pluto in Capricorn. So pretty much very similar with the sun trine Pluto, but it's more of your thoughts. So yeah, it can definitely uncover hidden information. Maybe be a little bit more nosier than usual and try to dig, you know, scope people out and, oh, what's their info? And maybe some people can be a little stalkerish and nosy, you know, hopefully not, but it can bring it out. Mercury trine Pluto can be a day where you are very passionate about something and very determined to finish something, to complete something, to accomplish something. So it can give you a lot of willpower of the mind, you know, mostly it's stuff to deal with the mind. And it can make you a little detective, you know, and it can make you a little bit more private with things that you talk about and how many details you give to people. So that can help with the Neptune opposition that's still going to be popping off around the same time, to be a little more cautious, because there could be some, you know, the bandits, yeah. What can I scam out of somebody? You know what I'm saying? The mutable bandits could come out when there's Neptune involved, and mutable, like there's double mutable energy in the air. So yeah, so that's trine Pluto on the 15th, Mercury trine Pluto on the 15th. Okay, so now I will get into your horoscopes for every sign, for the new moon, the sun, and a little bit of Mercury in Virgo. So for Aries people, Virgo season, all this Virgo energy in the air is affecting your 6th house. So everything Virgo, it applies to you double pretty much. So that means that health and work and all your routines and everything that you do on a daily basis really highlighted. And you can be a little bit more nervy than usual. Excuse me. And you could be more of a perfectionist with stuff. You could be a little bit more difficult, like with yourself, like hard on yourself about things. So just be aware of that, Aries people. But if you are trying to get a new job, a new moon in your 6th house can definitely bring a new job opportunity, a new way of doing a current and existing job too. Excuse me, Mercury in your 6th house is keeping you really busy, keeping your mind busy on health and wellness. And also Mercury transiting through the house of work, it can have people having more clientele, more verbal contacts and connections with people demanding more out of you, more work handed to you, you know, thrown on your desk, because It's just that Mercury is a very busy energy. So wherever it transits, it's like you tend to be the busiest in that area of life. So for you guys, it's work too. And yeah, it can have Aries a little more health conscious. Aries is a sign that is associated with like physical activity and working out and everything. So you guys can be really super focused on that and maybe revamping your workout routine or incorporating a new one, starting something up, thinking about a gym membership, things like that for Aries people. Yeah, maybe changing some habits for you guys too. You guys can definitely be doing that. That's definitely encouraged. Paying attention to your body, to the physical state of your body. How is it? How is it working? What's working and what's not? What can you do about it to fix it? You guys could be a little more critical and analytical and nitpicky and anal and all that stuff too, Aries. So try not to tap into more like the negative energy, the lower vibrational stuff, okay? So next up is Taurus. So if you're a Taurus rising, sun, or moon, Virgo season is in your fifth house. So Tauruses could be crushing on a lot of people, just like having crushes left and right, because this is the house of romance. So you guys be really, really wanting that romantic attention, or wanting to give it, maybe listening to a lot of love songs and just, oh, I wish I could feel that way, or, oh, I feel that way about so-and-so, but also so-and-so over there and so-and-so over there, because it is the fifth house. It does rule having crushes on people. So you guys could be really dating a little bit more busier dating because of Mercury being here. So you could be flirting a lot. You can be having people flirt with you a lot more too. Oh, especially because, little side note, Venus is in your opposite sign, which I'm going to do a separate video on very soon. So yeah, the flirtation of it all is like on high for Taurus people. Taurus, you could be feeling much more creative. If you're not out there in the world flirting, getting your date on or anything like that, well, it could just be you're a lot more creative, and maybe you have some sort of hobby that you do and you're just doing a lot more of that. And also the new moon here is a new beginning in the fifth house. So it could bring you a new romantic relationship. It could bring you also some news involving a child, some new beginning. If you have existing children, maybe they are entering a new chapter in their lives that they're going to need you to be a big part of. For example, for some of you guys, it could be the announcement of a pregnancy or discovery of one, or a birth, the birth of a child, announcement of a birth of a child. Yeah, so the fifth house energy is about creation. So it could be creating a child for some of you Tauruses, or it could be creating a project, like a project that you want to put out there into the world and getting that started and working on something like that. Also, if you're not involved in children or creativity, it could just be whatever makes your heart light up, because the fifth house is associated with the heart. What makes your heart jump or have the butterflies and all that stuff, so you could be really focused on that. Like, what makes me truly happy? What makes me laugh? What makes me feel like a kid, or feel like a kid again for more mature people? What makes me feel very youthful and fun? How come I don't do that anymore? Or how can I do more of it? So that's what it is for Taurus people. That's a Virgo season for you guys. So for Gemini, if you're a Gemini rising, a Gemini sun or moon, Virgo season is in your fourth house. That is family for you guys. So if you're a Gemini that is very family oriented, very focused on family, you're going to be even more focused at this time. Some Geminis can actually be moving, fourth house season, especially with a lot of activity happening there. We've got the sun there, we've got Mercury, and we had a new moon just bring something new. So it could be the announcement of a move, the purchase of a home, the sale of a home, or just, you just make a decision that you want to move. Or it could be that you live somewhere already, and how can you make the place that you live more comfortable, feel more secure, make some changes around the house. For some of you guys, it could be just the family emotional thing. You want to be more in touch with your family during this time. And you're just, Mercury there, Mercury's the planet of conversation. So maybe you're conversing more with family members, or just craving that, And also a new moon here can, yeah, it can bring you a new home. It could bring a new beginning within a relationship with a family member or even more than one family member. Mending relationships are definitely new moon in the fourth house things, you know, mending relationships that have been broken with family. Sometimes a new moon in the fourth house can bring someone a new pet. Even, you know what's funny? My sister's a Gemini rising, and she told me last night that she is going to get a new pet, a bearded dragon. She's into some exotic, crazy pets. So yeah, she's like, "Hey, I just decided I'm gonna get a new pet, you know, bearded dragon." And I'm like, "What do those do?" She's like, "They just chill there being a dragon." I mean, I'm like, "Okay." And you just stare at them while they be a dragon. I'm like, "Okay, that's cool, I guess." So yeah, for some of you Geminis, it could be a new pet that you guys decide to get as well. But just something with your home, something with home base, something with family. Mercury keeps you busy there. You could be rearranging things around your house, you know. So that's where the newness is happening, and that you're trying to bring, you know, into your life. So it's all about the home front for Geminis. So for Cancer, so if you're a Cancer moon, a Cancer sun, or Cancer rising, Mercury and, or I'm sorry, all the Virgo stuff is happening in your third house. So third house is it's an energy that's very similar to Gemini. It's kind of like you and Gemini are trading places this month. Like Gemini is more on the emotional side and maybe taking a lot of things personally, and they want to just be with their family and people that they know and that they're comfortable with. And Cancers are, you know, on a different mission right now to just talk to all kinds of people and just get out and be a little bit more social, you know, get out of your shell a little bit and converse with people. Even if you don't really know them that well, you may find yourself like talking to strangers in line somewhere, for example, like, "Oh, that's a nice watch. Where'd you get that? Oh my God, you got it there." And, and then from there, start talking about the weather and like a bunch of small talk stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because Cancer is usually not with the small talk. You guys are usually about like genuine conversations with people. And like if you don't know them, it's kind of like you know, they're sketchy to you. You're like, I don't know you. I'm not comfortable or familiar with you, so I'm not going to talk to you." But your third house being activated is kind of changing your attitude on that. So for some of you guys, you may be a little bit more flirty and conversational as well with you know, maybe dating and having a little bit more variety in your life. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys could be just very busy in general because the third house is the house of the mind, and Mercury is there. Mercury and third house and Gemini, they all like correspond to each other. If you want more understanding of that, I do have a video that I posted the other day, which is like the houses in correspondence with the signs or something like that. So then you can kind of get what I mean. But yeah, so your mind is going to be super duper active, and you may find yourself starting something and then ditching it, and then starting another thing and then ditching it. And then you have like all these unfinished things around you, and you're trying to multitask, but maybe it won't work because your mind is just like this, you know? So while Mercury is there and the sun, just be cautious of that, you know, of like multitasking and not getting anything completed. You know, just like a little Tasmanian devil up there, you know, whizzing around. So the new moon here, though, the new moon can bring a new beginning with maybe starting a class, starting to learn something new somehow, deciding to, you know, further your mind some sort of way with some new skills, if you will. For some of you guys, you know, the third house is how you get around, like your transportation. Do you drive? Do you take public transportation? What do you do? So it could be a change there, like a change in how you commute, whatever, every single day. For some of you guys, it could mean a new car, new vehicle, or just you get your vehicle out the shop and it's like almost like new. You know, those are just a few examples there. So for Leo people, so if you're a Leo rising, a Leo sun, or a Leo moon, all the Virgo stuff is happening in your second house, which is the shmoney, the cash, okay, the coint. So for Leo people, you're very busy at this time trying to make your money, trying to organize it, trying to manage it, trying to figure out your wants versus needs, trying to figure out investments. What are you investing your money in? Does it give you a long term return, or is it just short term enjoyment that you're like throwing your money out there for? And then the next day, what do you have? You know what I'm saying? You could be looking at stuff like that. You can even be a little bit more cautious with how you spend your money, even at the grocery store. Like, do I really need this Grey Poupon? Because Leos are so fancy, right? Does anybody even eat Grey Poupon? Is Grey Poupon even still around? I don't know. I haven't seen it in a minute. But yeah, do I really need this Grey Poupon and this like $50 bottle of wine, or should I just be a little more frugal? So you guys could be making some decisions like that a little bit more instead of just grabbing things, you know? And second house energy being highlighted, especially with Mercury there. Mercury keeps you busy, right? So you guys could be very busy making money. You guys could be much more busier at work, maybe even working overtime, extra hours, coming in early. So just generally making money is like so much more on your mind. A new moon here, a new beginning in the second house, well, could bring some of you Leos a new job, or maybe a new pay rate. For example, maybe some of you guys get a raise, or maybe you guys, some of you even step down in pay, and then you got to make some sacrifices. It's just some sort of change with how you make your money, maybe even how much money you're making, what you're spending your money on, you know. So that's really a big focus for you guys. Sometimes a new moon in the second house can bring a new purchase, like what when I worked in retail, we used to call a big ticket item, which is something that's like, it really is like big, you know, and it's expensive, and maybe you have to finance it and make payments. So some of you guys may acquire some sort of new financial responsibility like that. But money is really the focus for Leo people at this time. So Virgo sun, Virgo rising, Virgo moon, Virgo season is all about you, right? It's all about my Virgo people. So happy birthday to Virgos, all the little Virgos of the world. First of all, oh my gosh, that reminds me, one of my best Virgo friends, his birthday was yesterday. Oh my gosh, I need to wish him a happy birthday. I wonder if he's mad at me. But anyway, Virgo people, happy birthday to all of you guys. Love you so much. So this is you. This is your first house. This is the body. This is the self. This is the life path. This is how other people see and perceive you. And should you make some adjustments to that? You know, you could be thinking about that. You could be figuring out better ways to just be you, just do you. And for some people, that can mean their appearance. The first house can rule the appearance, the physical body. So some of you guys may want to make some changes there. Some of you may decide, you know what, I'm going to get a procedure done, or I'm going to get a tattoo or a piercing, or something that just like expresses your own self truly a little bit better, more true to you. So anything that is going to make you feel like you're just totally being like yourself, you're going to be incorporating something new there and focusing on that. Now, Mercury in your sign, Mercury is the planet being super busy, especially having a lot of mental activity, and it is your ruling sign too, Virgo. So when it's in your first house, oh, the chatty Patty, chatty Cathys, whatever, they come out. So you will be very chatty, very talkative, and your mental activity will just be times 100. So you're another sign that needs to keep that in mind and be cautious of what you do, because maybe you can even start a bunch of things here, there, and be more scattered, you know? And Virgo hates being scattered. Virgo, you guys really love to just stay on one task and complete it before you hop into something else. You guys have a to-do list, my bad. You have a to-do list, and you like to check things off before you hop into something else. But Mercury speeding up your mind can have you having other tendencies and behaviors that are kind of like counteractive to that. So if that happens, don't fret, don't worry, don't sweat it, because Mercury moves very fast, obviously, and will only be affecting you until around the 21st of September. So it's very temporary, but just enjoy like being more conversational, and other people like whatever's in your first house is what you can attract to you as well as give off. So you can attract people wanting to converse with you a lot more. Maybe some people being a little nosy, you know, kind of prying into your business. But it overall, like, it energizes you though. And the sun there energizes you too. Especially the sun being in your sign. Hey. And also the new moon here is just a new beginning overall in your life and with yourself and what you want out of life. And it could be a new beginning with your physical body or your appearance too. Like you want to make a really big change. But if it is something cosmetic, I will let you know, Virgo, that Venus is in shadow period the whole month of September and goes retrograde at the beginning of October. So if anything involving beauty or vanity and your looks, buying some sort of a product that is towards your beauty or looks, if that's something that you want to do, or a procedure or like a change to your hair that is major and brand new, something you've never done before, go to a hairstylist you've never been to before, a barber or whatever, I would say to be very cautious of that with Venus in shadow and retrograde. Very cautious. Maybe if you want to change or enhance the way that you look, try to, I know the new moon is supposed to bring something new, but try to stick to what you are most familiar with, or maybe go to the same person if it's a procedure or like a hair or makeup or something change. Go to the same person. Maybe that can kind of ease some of the retrograde possibilities of just something brand new that you've never done before going wrong. Okay, just be cautious with the changing of the look stuff overall. So yeah, it's just your time, Virgo. It's your time to just feel good, feel energized, feel refreshed, have a lot more energy. Oh my gosh, Leo season drained you guys. So it really is your season. So, you know, just feel good, look good, you know what I'm saying, and put positive energy out there. But also, yes, of course, look to what changes you can make to make you better. Just don't overdo it, because I know you guys can do that sometimes. So next up is Libra. So if you're a Libra, rising, sun, or moon, Virgo season is in your 12th house. So Libra people, the 12th house, it can be a time of reflection. Like you could really be reflecting upon life overall, or maybe even the past 12 months, because the sun is in the middle of a 12-month cycle. And also Mercury too, to some degree. And every 12 months we do have a new moon in Virgo. So, you know, it could be the last 12 months you're reflecting upon. And the reflections sometimes could be it bring up a lot of very emotional stuff when we're talking about the 12th house. 12th house is a water energy, you know, and it's very deep, the deepest water. So your mind with Mercury here can go very deep, have you just swimming in all of your emotions, you know, all kinds of feelings, just like floating in them, and maybe even wallowing in some too. So really try not to tap into like the lower vibrational stuff, which is wallowing in things and feeling like a victim and just wanting to just sit there in pain and just, you know, not really do anything about it. But the time of reflection could be very beneficial for you for just self-improvement. And also the 12th house is very spiritual. It's about the spiritual side of life. Whereas, you know, the opposite end, the 6th house is more of the physical, like you're a physical being. We're all physical. Everything in front of you is just what you should believe. Whatever you can see, whatever you can touch, that's all you should believe. The 12th house is the opposite. It's like there's so much more to us than that as human beings, and there's so much more to life than that. We all have souls too. And so it could be being more in touch with the soulful spiritual side. Some excuse me, some of you guys are artists and creators, and 12th house activity can just have all that stuff flowing, oh my goodness, like in a beautiful way, to where you don't, it's like, I don't know where it's coming from, but I just am able to really express my art a lot. You know, it just flowy, it's more smooth, and I don't have to like really think about things and be calculated. I just feel, and then I channel, and then I create, you know. So you guys, if you're a creative Libra, it's actually a really good energy for stuff like that. But a new moon here can have you, you know, the 12th house can also rule secrets too. hidden things, hidden information. And I would pay attention to your dreams during Virgo season, Libra, because your 12th house is activated, which rules dreams. It rules the spirit realm. So a lot of people during these transits, they get messages from beyond, from loved ones or spirit guides or whatever it is that you believe in. And so pay attention to your dreams. A new moon here can bring you a new way to connect with yourself spiritually or connect with the spiritual side of life. Maybe it can change your beliefs and things. If you're like, oh no, I only believe what I can touch, maybe you can have some event happen that's like, whoa, you know what? There's so much more beyond what I can touch. Okay. And yeah, the 12th house energy, it can have you very sensitive, much more intuitive, and much more empathic towards other people too. So be careful who you're around, because you'll be like a sponge energetically. And if you're around negativity, you will take that in. If you're around positivity though, it can help to kind of keep you lifted up. You know what I'm saying? And not drowning in the waters of the 12th house. So next up is Scorpio. So if you're a Scorpio sun, rising, or moon, the Virgo energy, Virgo season is in your 11th house. So you guys are also much more social. It's like the water signs are trading places with the air signs. The air signs are getting a taste of like what it's like to be us and so emotional all the time and just drowning in our feelings. And then we're becoming a little less like that. We are more socially active, mentally active, getting out of our little shells, crawling out of our little holes, swimming up to the surface of the water. So because of that, 11th house energy, it deals with networks of people that you have, deals with groups of people. If you belong to a community, shout out to Rich Lux as always. His daily videos have me adapting his lingo. But if you belong to any type of a community, people that you identify yourself, like you see yourself in, and you say, oh yeah, we are blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know, like a motorcycle clan, one of those cycle groups, a bowling league. I mean, all that stuff could be 11th house too. And maybe you're just very busy there. Maybe you're going out more, you're hanging out in these groups of people. Maybe you are just hanging out with friends in general. It doesn't have to be like people that you share a common interest with. It could just be your friends that you already have. And you're just like, I just want to get out. I want to see my friends. Finally, I've been so busy working on my career during Leo season. And now it's about that time, Or it could have you guys working on some internet projects too, because the 11th house does rule the internet, rules reaching the masses some sort of way. And the internet is like how we do that nowadays, right? It could have you maybe participating in group gatherings. It could have you having more of like a outside the box thinking with Mercury here, and thinking of alternatives to things. What I would say to not do is have that God complex and look down upon everybody else like they're dumb and everything, because 11th house energy could be like that. It's very similar to Aquarius. And you know how Aquarius energy on the lower vibration gets accused of that a lot. So you do not want to do that, Scorpio, okay? But a new moon in the 11th house can bring you maybe being connected to a new network, a new group of friends, like a social organization or something. Just finding a new one that you can feel a sense of belonging with, and not like you're such the alien, maybe you find fellow aliens. I mean, hello. I am a Scorpio rising. And so, yeah, all this 11th house energy popping off makes me feel like, I'm more in touch with my alien side. So other Scorpios, you guys may feel that too, but like with others, not just by yourself, like alone, it's finding those people that you feel comfortable with, because you guys are all, you guys have a similar mindset or a similar interest or something. So, and yeah, new moon can have you putting out a new project. I think I said that. An internet thing, maybe a new website you can launch, a YouTube channel, podcast, something that involves technology and you getting messages out to the masses. So next up is Sagittarius. So if you're Sag, rising, sun, or moon, the Virgo season is happening in your 10th house, which is career. So you guys are like really focused on career growth and success at this time. Whatever it takes to, to climb to the top, you guys are going to be willing to do that. This is earth energy, which is very persistent. And so you will have the persistence to achieve climbing that mountain. Okay. And what do you got to do to get there? You're going to be really focused on that. So some of you guys can be really bonding with higher ups, maybe people that you look up to that are in higher positions or have more experience than you, and just trying to get like some pointers for success, and to see what you can do to further yourself in your career or life overall. You could be really focused on your parents or your legacy too, Sagittarians. Mercury in the 10th house of career can have you very busy at your job. If your job is your career, just very busy. You know what I'm saying? Like it can have you having a lot more work piled on you, and maybe higher ups are looking at you in a positive light because the sun is here, shining happy energy here, and like, hey, look at me, look at Sagittarius, like they're killing it here at work. So then the higher ups might be like, oh, I see the work that you're doing, Sag. I see you can handle everything, can't you? Oh yeah, I can, boss. Yes, I can. Ha ha ha. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Well, here you go, Sag. I think you can handle so much, and I appreciate you. Bam. On your desk, a big old pile of work. Or you can be very having a lot more emails and stuff, because Mercury does rule communication. Mercury's here in Virgo too. So it could be like a lot more people are communicating with you like in the career area of life. And so you have more calls to answer, more texts, more DMs, more emails, all of that. Phone ringing off the hook, notifications just blasting, So a new moon here in the 10th house. For some of you guys, you may get a promotion, you may get a new job, you may have a new development within your career. You may make an announcement of something like that, may make a declaration of, you know what, I have this goal to succeed and this is what I'm going to do. And I'm just putting it out there with the new moon. A new moon in the 10th house. Yeah, it can bring some of you guys a new job, a new position of some sort. That's mostly what new moons in the 10th, or it could bring just a realization about your place in the world, the title that you hold. Is it something that you actually feel good about? And if not, what are you going to do to change it? So that is Virgo season for Sagittarius. So for Cappy, so if you're a Capricorn rising, sun, or moon, Virgo season is affecting your 9th house, which is a house of taking a vacation, man. No working 5-job, man. So it's more about getting away from the norm. You know what I mean? Like traveling is the 9th house. Normally, that's what we mentioned, is traveling. Getting out there and seeing there's so much more to the world than the practical everyday life. I know this isn't a practical sign, but it's highlighting this area of life for you that rules getting out of town, or maybe even going around your town and exploring it a little bit more. What's that over there? Have I been here before? Have I been there? No, I haven't. Like, let me check it out. Let me step away from work for a little bit to go see what else is out there in this whole big wide world. It makes you feel like you're a citizen of the world. You're not just a citizen of your job or your company or your neighborhood or city or whatever. It's like, no, this whole world is mine. So whatever makes you feel that way, whether it's travel or anything else, Capricorn, you will definitely be seeking that out. It has you more on the adventurous side. Cappy doesn't really like to take risk, but this is an energy that does have you more in that risk-taking mode. So the adventurous side of you can come out, which makes you do things that are a little more wild, or it's calling you to do that. And I know Cappies can hold themselves back a lot, but the 9th house energy is like, come on, just do it, Cap. Just enjoy yourself. So some of you guys actually maybe not so adventurous and wanting to enjoy yourself. Maybe it's more about furthering your mind. So some of you guys can be really focused on going back to school or starting school, starting to work under someone, maybe as an apprentice, and maybe people that you look up to that are very knowledgeable, just maybe asking them a lot of questions and a lot of advice so that you can climb higher in success in life too and meet a lot of goals that you have. Capricorn is all about those goals and the 5-year plans and all that. So ninth house energy can encourage you to get all the information, gather a lot of information that you need in order to do that, to succeed and stuff. With the new moon here, this is maybe you guys are starting something that has to do with your education, broadening your mental horizons, or maybe you guys are planning a trip. You know, you decide to take a trip with the new moon. Like, you know what? I'm actually going to go out of the country for once, or I'm actually just going to take time off, okay? To like see what life is about outside of work. Yeah, so that's what it is for Capricorn people. So Aquarius, so if you're an Aquarius rising, sun or moon, Virgo season highlights your 8th house. So for you guys, this is a very deep area too. All the air signs are like, you guys are being pushed to be a little bit deeper in your thoughts and your interactions with others. Being a little bit more genuine and maybe only like interacting with people that you really have a true emotional connection with, a true soul bond with, especially for you Aquarians. The 8th house is about that. Like letting down all your guards and letting somebody in to your world intimately. That means through the mind, the body, even, you know, some of you guys, maybe you've had blocks with physical intimacy, and Virgo season kind of helps to kind of work through some of that stuff. Mercury there has your mind on it. The mind is always moving, thinking about, you know, maybe some negative experiences that you've had with being intimate physically, or even just like allowing someone into your space, you know, your spirit, your aura. And also it can have you thinking back to things that have been traumatic that have happened to you, because the 8th house does rule psychology and really diving deep within the mind and digging out some ugly stuff sometimes, especially with the aspects to Pluto that the sun and Mercury are going to be making. And Pluto rules psychology and digging all that stuff out too. So it's really, it could be a very therapeutic time for Aquarius people. It could be kind of not so cute at first, but then in the end, when Virgo season finishes, maybe you could have gotten a lot of dark, ugly things out. And now it's like, oh, I can breathe freely, you know? So that's mostly what could be going on for Aquarians. Or maybe you just want to have like deeper conversations with people too. Meaningful conversations, ones about aliens and conspiracy theories, you know, that's all like 8th house stuff. And usually Aquarian people, they are open to their minds exploring other things and not just what's surface level, you know. So this could be a good transit for some Aquarians to like really dive deep into stuff and express what you've found. I really love the Aquarian mind, you know. So I'd be interested to see what have you guys discovered, like by letting your mind just really explore and see things with X-ray vision. What did you find, Aquarius? Tell us. But also, so the sun here, Mercury here, this can make some Aquarians feel a little bit more of a darker energy, like be on more of like a low key, wanting to hide away. And you know, if that happens to you guys, Aquarius, just know that this too shall pass. The sun will leave there on the 22nd. Mercury leaves there on the 21st. It's only temporary. It's not forever. And then you guys will have energy shift into a fellow air sign, which will brighten you up again and have you more energized and more in your element. A new moon here in the 8th house, this can mean there's a new beginning with maybe getting some old trauma resolved, or maybe some really deep, dark feelings that you were harboring. Maybe you just finally release them and let them out somehow, whether that is on your own, talking to a therapist, talking to a friend, doing something creative that helps you to release that something, you know what I'm saying? New moon in the 8th house. For some of you guys, it could be like something financial. Maybe it's not all this emotional stuff. It's just you join forces with another person. It could be a spouse or somebody you live with. And you guys have to work out some financial stuff with how you can come together and make everything work a little bit better financially. Or it could be like a spouse's income changes, you know, new moon in the 8th. Hopefully it's something good, like they get a raise or something like that. And it could also bring a new way of making money that is residual income or passive income for you personally, Aquarius. Maybe you start something, or you work on something that brings that, meaning you create something that just generates the coin. Okay, you only have to do the work one time, and then after that, maybe it's something that people purchase or something people click on, like an affiliate link, and every time they do, you just collect the money. And maybe you send something out or something, send a link, but it's not something that you have to constantly like punching a clock. It's not like that. It's the opposite of that. Or maybe there's something that's resolved or that begins, it has to do with money you receive from another resource like the government, or maybe insurance, or like some lawsuit or something. So lots of deep stuff with the eighth house. So yeah, Aquarius, that's what is being highlighted for you guys. So Pisces people, Virgo season is your seventh house. Yay. So this is relationship stuff, but it's not just all about romantic relationships though. It is also about just one-on-one relating to people. So the sun is highlighting this. So the sun can be highlighting your relationship if you're in one, Pisces, and have you looking at it from, a different perspective, maybe paying more attention to your relationship. It can have you craving partnership too. So, for some of you guys, it can do that if you're single, especially. And Mercury here, wherever Mercury's at, you're busy, you're communicating about it a lot more, or you're communicating with people in this realm a little bit more. So maybe you're just wanting one-on-one conversations with people. You want like a road dog, to roll with you, to go run errands and just kind of say, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Maybe just people in general will start hitting you up. Your phone will start blowing up a lot more than usual, Pisces. People telling you to get out of the house, get out of your head, like swim up to the surface for once, Pisces. So it could have you guys doing that. I know a lot of you guys know already, but my moon sign is Pisces, and one of my best friends is a Pisces sun. And we haven't seen each other in a long time. We've been kind of just swimming in our own little worlds, And we do have plans to see each other during this Virgo season. And I'm like, you know what? I do need to swim up to the surface. I need to see my fellow mermaid. Like, we need to kick it. So that's definitely coming into play for two of us Pisces people. But yeah, it can be something about love though. If you are seeking love, or if you're already in love, in a relationship, maybe there's a new beginning there with the new moon. Mercury can help you to converse about the relationship and what can be better, what's working, what's not, or maybe just wanting to gush over the relationship. But a new moon can be a relationship going to the next level. Like, it's an engagement, it's a commitment, it's a marriage, it's even a breakup for some people. A new moon can bring some good things, but sometimes it can bring a new beginning that you don't really want, but it's something that is needed. So for some people, it could be breaking away from a relationship that just was not working. But no worries, Pisces, because the sun is here, Mercury's here, that continues through almost the end of the month. So there's time for you guys to be, like finding a new boo if that's what you want. I mean, and maybe getting some more attention elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So relationships for Pisces people, new beginnings, more conversations. So that's what it is for you guys. So that is it for your Virgo season, new moon and Virgo horoscopes, everybody. That's very general stuff that's happening. So if none of your horoscopes resonate with you, I mean, hey, it's very general. It's hard for me to read in detail for everybody, okay? But if you would like a personal reading, definitely hit my website, which is indigomoon.astrology.com, because those readings are very in-depth and detailed. Speaking of Virgo season details, right? They're very detailed. They're very specific to you. Even if you don't have your birth time, there's a lot of those readings I can still do for you and add so many details about yourself and certain areas of life. And also remember, for Virgo season, WERK. Use that coupon code on career readings and get 25% off. That's only through the 23rd of September. So hit me up. All right, guys. So until my next video, take care of yourselves, literally, because Virgo season is about that self-care. All right. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.